American politicians have come up with some pretty great acronyms over the years. There is, of course, the Uniting and Strengthening America by Providing Appropriate Tools Required to Intercept and Obstruct Terrorism Act of 2001, also known as the Patriot Act, the USA Patriot Act. There is the Uniting and Strengthening America by Fulfilling Rights and Ensuring Effective Discipline Over Monitoring Act of 2015, or the USA Freedom Act. Boy, that's a good acronym. But I think that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis may have just come up with the best one yet.
A new piece of legislation for the upcoming legislative session called Stop Wrongs Against Our Kids and Employees Act, the Stop Woke Act. And it's something that...
The Stop Woke Act, an excellent acronym and an even more excellent piece of legislation. I totally love the Stop Woke Act. I don't only love it because of how great the acronym is, that the acronym is magnificent. I love it because of what the law does. Governor DeSantis, tell us what it does.
And this will do a number of things that are very important. One, it will put into statute the Department of Education's prohibition on CRT in K through 12 schools. No taxpayer dollars should be used to teach our kids to hate our country or to hate each other. And that's important, and that's all well and good, but I think what we've seen recently is you can legislate things like Parents' Bill of Rights. You can have certain things, and sometimes the school districts don't always follow it. And so we are going to be including in this legislation giving parents a private right of action to be able to enforce the prohibition on CRT, and they get to recover attorney's fees when they prevail, which is very important.
This is really good stuff. This is a great use by conservatives of the government to save our culture. He says it right there. He says the legislation has to have teeth. It's one thing to pass it, but how are you going to enforce it? Well, one way you're going to enforce it is allowing a private right of action for these parents to go after the schools. This is just the sort of thing that you saw in the Texas pro-life law, where you are empowering citizens to sue the abortionists. So there's a mechanism in there to actually hold these people accountable. We know that the teachers, because of the teacher unions, are unaccountable. There are plenty of good teachers out there, and there are a lot of really bad teachers out there. And you can't really discriminate between the two because the teacher unions are so strong they're going to do whatever they want. We know that administrations are not really held to account all that often in the school districts. And so here's one way we can do it. The parents can actually take legal action here for the Stop Woke Act. I suspect the squishy people, I suspect maybe some of the libertarians, they're not going to like this very much because this is imposing limits on academic freedom and the freedom of teachers, and it's limiting things in the classroom. Yeah, right. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. That's the only way that you can have a coherent culture. I've said it before, I wrote a book about this called Speechless, Controlling Words, Controlling Minds, available now, a great book to put in a Christmas stocking. The libs used the nonsensical concept of academic freedom, the hoax, in William F. Buckley Jr.'s words, of academic freedom, to cram in all of their insane ideas into the curriculum. And when they put in all of their crazy ideas, that necessarily crowded out all of the other ideas, the good, conservative, normal, true ideas, and contradicted them in many cases. So what we need to do, if we want to be able to take that back, if we want to be able to take back education, which means if we want to be able to take back the next generations of Americans, we have got to push out all the crazy left-wing ideas, and the Stop Woke Act is a great way to do it. Hey, I'm glad you liked that clip, but hold up. Ring that bell, please. That would be great. I'd appreciate it. Get the notifications. You won't miss an episode. And if some of our friends do have you miss an episode in the big tech world, head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe to The Michael Knowles Show. Leave a 5-star review. We'll see you next time.